Our spine is not only required for our ability to stand up tall, to have proper alignment and good posture, but it's also the spine that helps us to support our organs, the free flow of our breath, the movement of the diaphragm. So when we have both a strong and supple spine, we have more mobility, but we're also protecting the wellness of our internal organs and our breath and our nervous system. So I'm going to share with you a few very simple, accessible poses to create a more mobile, youthful, and strong spine. So in order to do this practice, you will need either a mat or a towel. And if you have sensitive knees, you can slide a blanket underneath your knees. I'll show you right now. So let's come onto hands and knees. So I've got a blanket set up right here. So if you have sensitive kneecaps, feel free to use that, because we're going to stay predominantly on the hands and knees and do a little movement from here. So let's begin by taking the knees wide, the big toes to touch, and sit back onto your heels. If you feel some sensitivity doing this, it's okay if your hips come up a little bit higher, and then you walk your arms forward. If you're able to, kind of slide your hips back towards your heels. It's called child's pose. It releases the lower back. Allows the spine to lengthen. It helps to open the hips. Take a few breaths here. Notice where your breath is in your body. And then we'll come to hands and knees. And from here, you can take your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Spread your fingers comfortably wide. We're going to move in a series of postures. We call them cat-cow or up cat, down cat. So what you'll do is begin to inhale, curling your toes into the floor. Allow the center of your chest to reach forward and your sit bones lift. Your face looks up. As you happen to breathe out, press the tops of the feet into the floor and round your spine, letting your belly pull up away from the floor. Breathing in, arch the upper back, so take your shoulder blades on your back and keep the back of your neck long. As you happen to breathe out, press the tops of the feet into the floor and round your lower back, dropping your head down. Move like this on your own. So feeling how the inhalation helps you to engage the upper back muscles. The ribs expand, the chest lifts, and as you happen to breathe out, as you breathe out, the belly pulls in, and that helps you to round your spine, moving it in the opposite direction. This posture is great to get some flexibility in the spine. Let the spine move in two opposing directions. And to both strengthen and stretch the muscles along the spine. As best you can, keep your breath moving to the rate that feels natural for you. Now we're going to come back into a neutral position with your spine. So keep your shoulders right over your wrists, your knees right under your pelvis. We'll take a second pose now to strengthen the spine. So you'll stretch the right leg straight back behind you, curl your toes under, and begin to press your heel back towards the wall behind you. You might feel a nice stretch in your calf here, in your Achilles tendon. Now shift a little bit forward so your shoulders, again, come directly over your wrists, spread your fingers, and lift your right foot straight up off the floor. Keep all 5 toes pointing down. And as you happen to breathe in, reach your heart forward. As you happen to breathe out, bring your knee in towards your forehead and round your spine. Do this again. Stretch the right leg back as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring your knee in towards your forehead, rounding your spine. Once more, inhale, press back through your right heel. And exhale, knee to forehead. And now stretch the right leg straight back. Keep pressing well into the pads of your hands. Try not to collapse in your wrists here. Now find a point to focus on a little bit in front of you. Shift your weight onto your right hand. Keeping your right leg extended, reach your left arm by your left ear. So eyes steady. Try and engage your low belly, so lift your belly button up away from the floor. So you start to strengthen the muscles in your core and the muscles along the spine. Now lower your left arm down. Keep the right leg extended, but cross it over the left leg. Curl the toes under. And now gaze out over your left shoulder. Relax the right shoulder away from your ear and breathe in. You should feel a nice stretch in the right side of your low back. So we have muscles on either side of the lumbar spine that get really tight from sitting a lot. So breathe into that space. Inhale. And exhale fully. Bring the right knee back to meet your left knee. Take a moment, knees wide, big toes touch, sit back onto your heels. If you feel any tension in your wrists, you can let your palms face up, or even bring the backs of your hands towards one another to stretch the fronts of your wrists. Come up to hands and knees. Once again, we'll try this on the other side. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under your hips. Stretch your left leg back, curl the toes, press back through the left heel. And again, you might feel a nice stretch in your calf, your Achilles tendon, breathing into that area.